seen you in a while, Edward. What's going?
Oh, not much. I've been just cleaning, on the weekend and studying for my certification, and I've been paying bills. I hate paying bills. I got everything on auto pay except this one credit card that just won't go on auto pay for me, and it's a pain in the ass. I hate paying bills. I don't mind transferring the money if it's done automatically, but having to sit down and actually do it every month, I hate doing it.
Especially when it could be automated. That's just, we're so used to like precise, quick service that
if El Normo's not there, there's like no reason to be there. It's even more boring. So I'm gonna take us back to Andrew's God Talk. I'm gonna go outside and do some landscaping. So exciting. Then I'm gonna take a shower and probably swipe right on Hinge if I try to get a date. This girl that I was trying to see, I don't think she's interested in seeing me again, so time to move on. Let go of your memories in the past and try to enjoy life again. Let's see. Should I just leave us on Daraj?
It's a finding out who we really are and finding that true inner peace may take a little longer than it has to. And some people will never find that peace because they're not being true to themselves. You have to learn to start taking some time out for you. And one thing about it, which you will realize in the end.
Sorry, what did you say?
You can't divorce the two, so it's like I'm understanding phenomenal states as functional.
Well, analytically.
No, not analytically. I mean, because we're still in the synthetic realm here. We're still saying the identity is synthetic, right? We're saying like when we're fixing the metaphysical item that secures the identity, when we say that item satisfies a phenomenal concept, right? It's like, hey, right. I wanted to address because you had said it sounds like it's illusionism at that point. But I just want to say that, like, if what you're rejecting as an illusionist just is like the intrinsic nature of phenomenal states, right? If that's it, then yeah, I do agree with that. I still think that phenomenal states can be understood as phenomenal states without intrinsic nature.
Yes, so what do you think phenomenal states would be? It's just very important, I think this discussion, strengths.
No, that's okay. I mean, I would probably. I'm fine with the way that you and I were talking about it earlier today, where you just pick them out via ostension. Like, I don't have necessary conditions for you. They're a kind of experiential mental state, and I also think that they're physical, right? So, like, I can say those kinds of things about it.
But for the sake of it, if all you're willing to say about them is just like, I'm picking them out by ostension, so do you have some further theoretical commitments about them, or is that all just going to be like, okay, and they're like brain space and so on? So I do think that is literally just illusionism.
Yeah, no. Again, like, I'm not trying to say, like, depending on how you characterize illusionism, maybe I am an illusionist, right? But like, the way that I like to talk about it anyway is to say that there are phenomenal states. Like, so we could just be talking cross purposes.
Right, so we both agree, all parties of the dispute agree that there is some like natural feature shared by some states that we can like, denote by, just list examples of them. It's like okay, there is something that's naturally in common between like visual, auditory, and other modes of perception, between like pain states, just like I don't know, imagining things, dreaming it, and that's not had that being blackout drug and by being under total anesthesia and by circulating blood. There's some
There might be a big, because some of the, like, okay, I think people who are blackout drunk actually may have like immediate phenomenal states, but they just forget
I
about.
just mean like people who are like unconscious from drinking alcohol.
Yeah, if you're like,
But
Yeah,
like, if that's gonna be a problem, let's just go with that example.
it just gets tricky
Being
because
under total anesthesia, being under in a total coma.
sure.
And it's like, you know, like the illusionist kind of thing. Another like feature of these states is that people are disposed to assign these very special features to them, like going beyond like structural properties, having some sort of intrinsic character, and like privileged access, simplicity. There's a bunch more. You get the idea.
Yeah, a lot of that's
And the other thing I want to say is that like, okay, we are disposed to make those reports, but those reports are not veridical. So just like, I mean, what do you want to say about those things? What other commitments are you making?
I do agree with the illusionist about things like metaphysical privacy being wrong or illusory, if you like. Now, as far as like privileged access goes, that one is a little bit tricky. So, like, depending on what you mean by privileged access, there might be a
I actually can't hear you right now, so give me a second.
okay. Wait, what'd you say you're making? You're making pizza? Yeah, she still can't hear.
I was just looking at the Mahdi's Manifesto. Has anyone heard of it?
No, it isn't.
I know, like, no.
Apparently, there's a guy claiming to be the Mahdi, and he's put out a manifesto.
Oh, I thought you meant Mahdi, like, on.
Just lazy. Not a real Mahdi.
Oh wait, was I? Oh, sorry, I thought I was muted.
I was just waiting. Yeah, I didn't hear you say.
No, but did you guys hear my bladder go up? Or?
A little bit.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
It wasn't that bad.
Sorry, I saw that. Okay, well, that's good. That's very possible reason. something that's like the category that pain seems to fall into. It's just like, what most people would think of as phenomenal states. Pain seems to fall into that category. And then it's like, we're disposed to, on reflection, make certain reports about those states. And the illusion is the same. Those reports are non-critical. That these reports bring non-physicality, non-structurality, intrinsicness, simplicity, privileged access. That's what they're doing. It's like a must. Do you digress with that?
I agree with them on all those points, barring how exactly what's meant by privileged access, because there's going to be some senses of privileged access that I would accept, but the place where I think
Just make it easier for you having perspective access, but it's not just you have access to unvarnished reality that no matter what anybody else does, it will be getting special look.
Right. Yeah. So I deny the kind of robust metaphysical privacy of the mental. And the thing that I think I diverge with the illusionist on is the following. So I think that the phenomenal state, if I have a pain state or something like that, or visual phenomenology, right? I don't think that when I report of that what I'm describing isn't a real mental state that I have. I do think now here's what I do want to say though, is the difference is I think you could give, right, a completely apt description using only the concepts that involves functional concepts, right? But the point is that it also satisfies other concept systems like the phenomenal concept system. So what I want to say is this, right? You could talk about something just qua functional concepts, properties, whatever, property top, quote unquote, right? I'm not reaffirming, right? But if you want to use property top, you could talk about the thing in terms of its functional property, right? But then the idea is that the very same property. We can't go from in one system, right, of concepts, and deduce the other. Right? But the thing does actually satisfy both. But the phenomenal concepts are not these concepts you were just mentioning, like privacy and so forth, right?
What's the concept of the phenomenal concept?
Yeah, so the concept of the phenomenal concept is redness or something like that, right? So if you have a red visual phenomenon, phenomenal concept is you could talk clearly in functional terms, right? Or you could talk in terms of these phenomenal concepts like concepts.
doing the work is the functional thing. And how you get the reward.
The idea that thinking functions is a way of conceptualizing. It's like,
Oh yeah, there we go.
in terms of,
Oh yeah.
or you can think in terms of things like phenomenal concepts. And so the point is, it's the self-same thing that satisfies. Where I'm talking about like reward mechanisms, right? Like, so that's where I'm trying to address that point. I'm saying like, okay, in evolutionary terms or in like mechanistic terms, right? Phenomenal states which have like positive valence, say like pleasure, or like phenomenal states with negative valence, say like pain, are an extreme.
Like functional.
One more time.
Valence there is functional.
No, I'm using this in the sense of like the field, the phenomenal field.
I mean, I don't think evolution cares about it.
No, but but that's where I'm trying to bridge the gap, right? I'm trying to bridge the gap there, where I'm saying that, like, you know, the reason why the states that promote survivability also have positive phenomenal valence, right? I'm trying to give a reason for that. And what I'm saying the reason for that is because this is an evolutionary solution to providing reward mechanisms for as a feedback mechanism, right? It doesn't have to be reward. It could be the negative of reward, but it'd be reward punishment, if you like. So that feedback mechanism.
That has to be wrong. Right? Like, if you could derive that, then you just would have like a way of getting around.
I'm not saying this is a paper.
The point of phenomenal inverse is just that like everything about our world is played out the same